is going to be the first one out. No Spider for this game.
Not too big of a surprise there, knowing the odd one. 3-0 on Elise, his most victorious jungler. Wonder what else they're going to be going with here, because they're taking their time surprisingly with the first ban. Normally you see, since these teams prepare, like Dignitas was just talking, they prepare for all of these games before the week.
Yeah.
They think that the bans would be a little bit faster.
Looks like they were saying, we have to ban Kassadin, just ban him anyways. Xpecial doing a lot of talking here.
Red side ban.
The picks and bans, yep, the red side, Kassadin. We got Vi going out as well. Both junglers have had a chance at playing that.
Evil Geniuses. Obviously, Vi is incredibly potent in the hands of the odd one because he can help Bjergsen. But it's also kind of safe to just get her out of the game.
Yeah.
Snoopy did not have a good showing on Vi that last time.
No, he's overall 0-3.
A little bit wild with those Vi ults.
On that champion. Well, when you get Flash, you're along for the ride there.
Surprisingly, it's his most played.
Yeah.
Also his most defeated.
Yep. Mundo going out on this one. Olaf gets banned out. That's actually towards both junglers as well. They've had a hand on that.
The strange thing is this Olaf ban keeps happening against Team Solo Mid, but they barely brought it out in the LCS. I mean, Odd One has played it twice in Week 1, and they haven't let him play it since. Cloud9 banned it as well against TSM last week.
And you got to consider here, Snoopy is kind of the one you would think that has the lesser of a champion pool in the jungle, but they ban out 3 junglers off the bat.
No, I think this could absolutely come back to bite Snoopy a little bit, because Odd One has a lot of versatility. They just throw in another jungler ban, so if we consider Mundo also a jungle choice, which it is since Snoopy has won on it, 5 junglers banned right at the start of the game. That's
crazy.
Some ridiculous targeting.
We can see where the focus is here for sure. It's going to be an Inox on Renekton. He likes that. He's 1-1 so far.
Inox having to go with the Crocodile. He was victorious, I think, on his Nidalee. He's obviously 1-1 on Renekton, but I like it when Inox plays the more, I want to say, risky champions. I don't necessarily like him as a tank player. It's a little bit of EG conforming to what other people are doing, and they've never been that good at conforming. If I think all the way back for Evil Geniuses, the Aurelia top lane for Wicked, the Anivia mid lane for Frog.
Right.
Obviously, those guys aren't on this team, but they've had success when they stick to the stuff that they really know, and that's like an Urgot or a top lane Nidalee that they go through instead.
With the focus of the bans in the jungle, it's going to be a LeBlanc pickup for Bjergsen. Who would have thunk this got through?
Who would have thought he plays LeBlanc? Craziness. He destroys people on LeBlanc. But because they had so many jungle bans, this is kind of Pobelter saying, I can handle it. Pobelter's one of those guys who, you know, these are 2 17-year-old mid laners. They don't have much fear against each other.
They don't know what fear is.
Even Bjergsen was talking about how good he thinks Pobelter can be.
That's something we put on Pobelter, is that he is very 50-50 sometimes.
Gragas is obviously still on the table. 2-0 on Gragas. Yeah, 50-50. I'd like to see him play something like that.
Pantheon was seen last game for Nintendo X.
Snoopy's kind of wondering about this pick, whether he wants to throw it down.
Oh, wow. They show a big hand there.
They do. They might want to be comboing that with Soraka as well.
Get the mana battery going. Do you still remember the passive?
The
Zon.
No.
Touch.
Zon touch both augmented.
There you go.
There
we go. I like this. Pobelter's...
Well, for EG's composition right now, the Pantheon is telling TSM generally that they want to gank and shut down Bjergsen very frequently. So they'll still combo that with a very strong play from Pobelter, but it also gives them the opportunity to run a fairly tank-heavy team, which is why TSM would be smart to counter this with Sivir right about now. The more move speed they can have, the more they can disengage a team of very short-range champions.
See, they have 5 seconds to lock in these picks. The Shyvana will be an interesting pickup. Dyrus has only chosen Shyvana on blue side with 3 wins there. But it's the first red side Shyvana for him, 4th time being played.
Yeah, I think TSM is just killing 2 birds with 1 stone. They don't care too much about the blue side, red side as far as Shyvana goes. It's more about Sivir to somewhat counteract the very short range of EG's team composition with the move speed, and also just because Shyvana is typically amazing with the move speed of Sivir. It allows her much more stickiness when dealing with targets.
Burnout is the real pedal to the metal on that one with the On the Hunt. It's going to be a lock-in for the Soraka. That's the combination they showed us last time. We saw that back in week 2. It's going to be Yellow Pea and Crepo on that again. Ooh, a Fizz
All right.
Pole Belter has brought up a different champion almost every single week.
Yeah, only champion he's played twice is the champion he's 2-0 on. But this Fizz now against LeBlanc, it's an assassin battle. There's going to be a lot of dodging and juking coming around. What he's going to want to do is block the Sigil of Silence detonation or make sure he's up on his Playful/Trickster when Bjergsen comes in on LeBlanc and tries to mainly use his distortion because all LeBlancs max that first.
He does give Pole Belter a champion that he can get the same amount of damage that Gragas does on. He can make an impact on Fizz, and we are looking, like you said, the monkey could be picked up. Crumbs tried his hand at it last game.
With 4 to 5 junglers banned, this is not too outside of the ordinary for TSM. If they do a different jungler, I would say it's probably Nunu because Odd One has a lot of experience on that, but Wukong makes more sense in the context of this composition. It'll get everyone much lower. Since EG is a team of very resilient players, they're going to be grouped up anyway, so TSM's just stacking more and more AoE to shred through Evil Genius.
Speedy spinning Cyclone to go into a fight.
It's going to be a fast monkey.
That's going to be a fast monkey. And it looks like he'll get some Primal Rage out in the early part of the game. If he can get where he needs to for Bjergsen, that's really the focus we're looking at here. The Fizz-LeBlanc matchup isn't something we've seen in the NA LCS Spring Split this season.
No, not quite. I really like this Team Solomon composition because I don't think they had this plan from the very start, but normally you think that a team that might be so AoE heavy in a sense with Shyvana, Wukong needs to find that singular team fight, and teams are very good at spreading out. EG's not going to be that good at spreading out. Pole Belter is the only one who can really be extremely elusive. Everyone else is going to be bunched up, and that's just going to fall right into the hands of TSM if they play this right.
Do you like the initiation of the Grand Skyfall into the swap? Is that something that works, or is it kind of like an all-in they have to hit?
I think that initiation could work for them, but they have to be really far ahead because they are putting so much of themselves forward that they risk a heavy counterattack from a Shyvana ultimate or a Wukong ultimate.
We'll see. They got it picked of what they want as the teams load onto the Rift. Let's see who you think is going to come out on top. According to LOLesports.com, 86% of you think Team Solo Mid is going to take their 8th consecutive win.
But as far as TSM matches go, 86% is kind of low.
Yeah, we just saw 290s.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of 90% votes already today. So far in the year, I'd say I've seen more 90% votes than ever, yet also bigger upsets than I've seen in quite a while. So fan votes are fun, but they don't necessarily always tell us who's going to win.
No, it doesn't. What was the fan vote for Fnatic versus...
There was a 96% vote over in Europe that was wrong.
That was wrong, absolutely, and it was a very strong game, but it just goes to show that even the top teams, they get complacent, they're going to be taken out. We're going to have to see what happens coming into this one. It is a situation as such, top versus bottom. Team Solo Mid versus Evil Geniuses, and we are on to the Rift. The fans are ready. Let's get this game underway.
Well, as we saw the sign, Burger King trying to do it his way on the LeBlanc. 3-0, remember. He has just decimated people on that champion. Very mechanically skilled champion. I've seen so many LeBlancs just fall flat on their face. It does not happen with Bjergsen.
You always feel like it's kind of a high risk, high reward, but for him it's just high reward. He takes the risks, and he makes things happen. The bushwhack.
This is nice.
Will it happen?
Yeah, they're not losing too much for grouping up like this, and they're hoping to catch X Special or Wild Turtle early. Obviously, EG is taking another risk here with the Urgot pick. He's a little too far away. Yeah.
Oh, good dodge. 4 legs are better than 2.
Why did he just go in for another one? There's nothing in the brush. Safe.
No, there's nothing there. Come on down.
Wandering a little bit more, Wild Turtle. What could go wrong?
So at this point, you think TSM is considering, usually we see people at every portion on the other side of the river. Something's going on.
Yeah. EG invades much more than teams in the LCS specifically. Coast versus Dignitas last game. Saw a lot of dancing, blowing up things in mid lane. This is an attempt to make something happen. What EG is hoping by waiting in this brush is to either do a delayed invade, which is going to get scuttled by Wild Turtle right now.
10 gold, though. 10 gold. Don't get too excited. EG's in the lead now.
Oh, they put another ward there. Huge lead. 1 CS right now on a Yellow Pete.
Yep. That's crazy. He's going to get that Brutalizer any minute now.
Well, he will get it faster because he started with the longsword.
Yep.
Something he did the last time he played Urgot as well. Oh, Belter.
That's something that Bjergsen was even talking about in the interview we had with him today as the instant aggression when you get to the lane.
Well, here's the thing. Belter started with the Crystalline Flask and a bunch of health potions. So even though he lost that trade, the percentage of health overall, as long as he can heal up, was greater for Bjergsen because he won't be able to heal up consistently after all this.
Getting those Qs in, trying to be aggressive. Bjergsen getting his distortion move as well. So they do keep trading one after the other, eye for an eye so far.
It's going to be a fun lane.
Yeah, it will.
I'm wondering how quick the ganks are going to come, especially when Belter realizes Bjergsen's been using his distortion a lot. Normally that makes the block close to ungankable, you know? But if Bjergsen's using it so much to harass, it leaves the door open for a Snoopy gank.
He can get that silence in now with the Sigil on. He has level 2. Belter is playing very safe at this point because he can't exactly get the same damage in. Let's see what the junglers have to do for each other. Will Belter decide? No, the Ignite going down quite early. Looks like he's going to be forced out for a sec.
Well, he's used all of his regular health potions, and he's got 2 stacks left on his flask. One is about to use another one, I imagine. Yeah, there it goes.
Yep.
Maybe over-traded a little bit with Bjergsen.
Thinking that his burst would be better, or that he would get in the mind of Bjergsen, but we know Bjergsen to be a very solid and steady player, as we see in the bottom lane.
It's a hook.
Could see some action, force the flash already. What does that do for a jungle Wukong? How good are his ganks?
Well, I think pre-6 jungle Wukong's ganks aren't that spectacular. He's generally a very fast farmer of the jungle and would rely more on counter ganks. Right now, though, Snoopy trying to come in. Big creep wave.
There's the distortion used to get out. Doesn't have that again. Looking for the flash over the wall.
Can they close
on?
on?
Get it. Oh, he gets it. It's going to be the red buff as well. The slowdown. They get the clone to go up, but they have the vision on Bjergsen. First blood.
That's just what the doctor ordered for Belter. Honestly, it didn't seem like a very good game for him, but Bjergsen continued to press up and up in the lane. And the Pantheon ganks, this is why he's frequently a banned champion, because of his ability to camp and dictate the action in the mid lane.
Snoopy really bringing up the aggressive junglers into his champion pool. We know him for previous seasons of, the Cho'Gaths, the Maokais, things that really utility for the team. Great job so far. The top lane, Inox and Dyrus, are going to be going at it for a while here. We're only 5 minutes in, so not too much from them.
Something we've been seeing a lot more from Renekton's lately, ever since the item changes with Spear, Visage, and Sunfire keep getting nerfed, is incredibly aggressive early game Renektons. They will go Doran's Blade, sometimes 2 of them, straight into a Tiamat, and really try and take over the lane. It's almost like they've gotten better at going aggressive. Jungle ganks are less frequently coming into the top lane, and Renekton can really go all out without the fear of having to tank through a 2v1 gank. So expect Inox to try his damnedest to push Dyrus into his turret and kill him.
Bjergsen trying to stay safe with wards in the mid lane. Inox doing just that, pressuring and pushing that turret in the top lane. Belter's safety to the bottom side. So mid's kind of mirroring each other right now. We saw the Yellow Pete was blown. The flash was blown on Yellow Pete in the bottom lane. Crepo is trying to keep him safe. They're keeping levels right now, so they're okay.
Well, as long as they keep the farm close, it's okay for them right now. EG would like to dominate the lane a little bit with Urgot, but I do not think it is required. Urgot's main role is kind of as an AD carry killer in the late game. He will build his Brutalizer, the Man Immune, hope to get a Mirror Mana Transform, but because he builds so much armor, because he can swap the other AD carry in, that's really going to be his focus, and he can pull that job off regardless of being ahead in farm or not.
Still looking for the odd one to make an impact. Bjergsen felt the pain of Snoopy just a few minutes ago. Nice playful and trickster there as the chain goes out. And a good trade of damage. Belter taking a little bit on that one, but he might be baiting in this attack.
Yeah, Bjergsen is relentless with his harass. The one thing that kind of differentiates the top tier mid laners from just the good ones is how smoothly they get in their auto attacks within their harass. You think as a mid laner it's all about your spell damage, but the majority of Bjergsen's harass in lane is actually just working with that LeBlanc auto attack again and again in lane.
He's keeping Belter right under the turret. Fizz not exactly having the greatest wave clear until he levels up quite a bit. Looks like he takes another shot from Bjergsen. Like you said, constant harass always on his mind. Seeing the odd one move towards the top lane might finally get a little action on Inox, but it would really only be to push him out here.
Yeah, odd one might just be farming until level 6 here. You can see he's a little bit low on health, about half mana. Just having the Spirit Stone and Boots, it would serve him well to just farm up until level 6.
Well, level 6, Bjergsen hits it in the middle of the wave. That's going to be enough. And the Ignite during the playful trickster, he just makes it look good to get down.
Yeah, that was Belter hoping to hit 6 and getting aggressed upon at level 5. whereas Bjergsen was able to mimic his spell and deal a fatal blow. So they're battling right there in the mid lane. You can definitely see that's where the majority of the action is focused, both by the jungler picks and just by the fact Bjergsen has been dominating everything.
And it was close. Pobelter hit 6 while he was pretty much dead.
Yeah, while he was on his pole.
Pretty much too late. Big Special trying to move out of this one. Good damage. But they don't have too much vision in this bottom lane. I don't think they need it. Like you said, Yellow Pete and Crepo playing it safe. They're not trying to put themselves in any sort of dangerous situation. Snoopy's getting Pobelter going in the mid lane, and they're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, I would say EG wants to get more of a lead here, because if the Odd One and Dyrus can continue to farm up and Bjergsen is continuing to be successful in the mid lane, I think just the AoE team composition of TSM will be superior to EG in team fights. EG has to do a lot more outplay than TSM does to win this game, so therefore EG needs to be farther ahead of the lane.
Well, they're doing a great job. 59 on Yellow Pete right now. Urgot having to get pretty close for that CS to Wild Turtle's 65. So he's keeping himself up there, but Wild Turtle,
Pantheon.
Oh, the Pantheon man drop. They hit 6 quite soon with him, and Snoopy looks to make another play, trying to have a second hand in these kills, and it does not work. A great split from TSM as well.
Yeah, they almost were able to lock down X Special there. It looked like Crepo had the silence on X Special, but he was still able to flash away in between the Pantheon stun. That was extremely close to being a kill for Evil Geniuses.
51 CS to Bjergsen in the mid lane against Pobelter. The Bunk's pretty good at farming once he gets that W up, but not the easiest farmer, so kudos to him for keeping that
against Fizz
ahead.
is one of the big things.
Right.
Fizz is normally the one on the back foot in these lanes. And Pobelter just taking much unneeded harass. Double chains.
It's such a great initiation. Pobelter tries to Q in, and he gets the chain on right away, assuring damage.
That was for no counter harass. Odd One might try Lantern Gank right here if they can get it right.
Oh, will they be able to throw it back to him? Special. They put on the hunt,
no Lantern.
And that was a little delayed. They kind of hesitated a little bit there on the throw. 9 minutes on the clock. They are attempting to get more kills under the belt. Right now, it's just a solo kill from Bjergsen in the mid lane for Team Solo Mid.
Definitely a little interesting. They did burn the flash from Yellow Pete, as you said.
Yep.
So now Bjergsen on the roam, since he has successfully deflated Pobelter's health in the mid lane. But Snoopy doing some nice defensive warding to stop that from happening. I really do think EG's sticking in this one, which is an accomplishment itself against TSM, since they are the first place team in North America. But they need more.
They're giving respect here. They know Snoopy can make plays on that Pantheon as soon as he gets back to lane. He does not even hesitate to throw damage.
Oh, he
at
did miss
Pobelter.
one chain. Pobelter!
Oh! Chum the waters just off to the side.
Yeah, with the Ignite up on Pobelter, something like that would be a real threat to Bjergsen's health. Pobelter just missing his chance right there and falling even farther behind in CS.
That's what's so fantastic about these assassins, is they even take us by storm sometimes.
There's a lot of fanciness in these mid lanes lately. Bjergsen on LeBlanc, on Zed,
Down
against
Zed. His
Gragas,
shadows are
Fizzes.
just
People
ridiculous.
jumping all over the place.
Crepo looking to pressure here, getting the stars called down onto Wild Turtle. It looks like Xpecial, the all-star of the support, ready to save him. The play is just too great to continue. Ward's going out, pretty much regular for both sides. It's only a few right now, and they're not even really being utilized to make plays. They're just keeping it safe. 72 to 52 in that mid lane. Pobelter still falling behind a little bit, but we just talked about his kill potential. It's still there.
Yeah. There's kill potential actually in a lot of places right now. Knowing that the Odd One is level 6, 7 with his Spirit of the Lizard Elder, Flash Wukong ultimate is almost a guaranteed kill in most lanes. Additionally, next time Snoopy drops,
Like right now, Grand Skyfall again onto Xpecial. Yellow Pete just on the outside. It's gonna go to Snoopy. He's 101 on Pantheon, and they may make a move to Dragon.
yeah, here's the interesting moment, because they did burn the Pantheon ultimate but took almost no damage. How much harass can TSM throw back at them? I think this is an actually very dangerous Dragon if they tried it.
Rinse and repeat, get that stun down from Pantheon. A great Cyclone from the Odd One to the backside. Turtles forced to barrier. Oh, he flashes into the wall! 2 for 2 on missed flashes today across the spring split here in NA. Bjergsen looking to go down now. Great coordination and control from EG.
Wild Turtle with the missed flash. You do not see that very often, but that is a huge play for EG. They put him out of his comfort zone, really. I think TSM expected EG just to go for the Dragon, since they are such an objective-focused team, Riv, that when they jumped him around the corner there, he was just on tilt a little bit, and he messed up, misplay.
For that fight, Snoopy had the Lizard finished, so his Spirit of the Lizard Elder, and Odd One just came out with that, so had a pretty big impact there.
Getting the dragon afterwards is just what the doctor ordered for.
Yep.
Evil Geniuses. I said they needed to do more, and they're starting to do it right here.
They got you covered.
They also avoided getting assassinated by Bjergsen on the side of that fight, which is quite important.
The coordination from EG, definitely methodical. Would have thought once on Bjergsen, go a second, go a third time, but it's been 2 Grand Sky falls to the bottom lane and just locking down Xpecial. Someone who actually does bring momentum to the team as well.
Yeah, it's also kind of the lane that Pantheon can gank at this point. The early ganks from Pantheon in mid lane because of the jump stun are what he does, but now that Bjergsen can mimic his distortion, it's near ungankable.
Yeah,
if Pobelter outplays him in a 1v1, that's about all they can hope for. The ultimates are rightly being focused in the bottom lane.
And there's a bit of that wave clear we were talking about. He has it. Now the yikes for sure. Oh, Chum the Waters is only going to hurt a little bit.
Bjergsen just landing everything. Getting the chain is the key for him in these fights. Knowing that Pobelter wants to use his playful trickster to farm.
Well, he's got a lot of those chains. I don't know where he pulls
Pantheon's
them from.
trying to get him.
1, 2. Oh, no, back in the middle of the lane. He has forced a flash here, but he's safe as he heads up north.
Bjergsen knows what he's doing. He flashed in the right direction. It was a very forward-placed Pantheon ultimate by Snoopy, forcing him to flash backwards, but
would have been timed well if he was still walking. Like you said, the distortion's going to make everything hard right now. But
as long as you burn a flash.
Yeah, they got the flash. Very nice there. 8.2 to 17.7 thousand gold. It's only a slight increase into TSM. That really means everything's even. The way they fight, the way they're able to coordinate in fights is something that is usually able to surprise us. So don't count them out. Snoopy grabbing up the red buff. It looks like he's going to do a bit more clearing before he makes another approach. It's almost been dependent on that Grand Skyfall.
Well, they're trying to get another gank in here with Wukong, but they swap him back. Not a good swap.
What? They swapped him in? Odd One's still there for the Cyclone, but was this a good enough bait? Are they able to get another fight? Odd One goes down! Yellow Pete knew exactly what he was doing, tries to flash out in the end there. It's going a little bit awry, but Snoopy just picking up every kill.
Just a bloodbath in the bottom lane right there, Rib. 3 kills for 2. And Yellow Pete and Crepo knowing the power of the Urgot Soraka when you just stack the armor buffs on top of each other.
It boggled my mind for a second.
Completely stopped that damage. It seemed like it was the most foolish thing they could do. And if it wasn't for some crisp play by Wild Turtle down the stretch, could have easily been a 3-for-1.
He did get his Bloodthirster now in his pocket stacked up. He's been trying to do what he can in that bottom lane. The CS lead has just been grabbed by Yellow Pete there, so you can see the bottom lane has been in each other's face quite hard. And the damage there by Pobelter is going to make him back off a little bit, play some careful CS.
Yeah, this is a really tricky part in the game for Pobelter's Fizz. Most people when laning against the Blanc want to itemize a bit of magic resistance. Usually they go for an Athene's, but that's not typically in Fizz's build. He generally wants to get a Lich Bane and a Zhonya's Hourglass, and since he hasn't made it to those points, he can't really fight back against LeBlanc right now, and he has no defensive capabilities, so he's getting wrecked.
A little scary that LeBlanc gets a lot of that burst out of multiplying, not multiplying, but stacking on top of that first spell. Inox really can't trade with the top lane Dyrus Shyvana anymore.
He's lost that lane. He had his window, I feel like, with Renekton to try and pressure, but now that they've hit level 11, Shyvana's all about the power, and you know, he itemized a bit of magic resist, so maybe he could stop that Bjergsen gank if he went for it.
Ooh, a lot of paths being crossed right now. And it looks like Bjergsen, he is definitely going. Don't miss. He got it.
We've seen missed wall jumps.
We have seen missed wall jumps. 2 today.
Yeah, thick walls. Oh, here comes Wukong again. They do not have Soraka.
Oh, they missed that. Are they going to be able to flash flay? Yeah, it is the flash flay coming in. The box is not up yet, so they may be able to just waltz out of this one. A lot of HP is there for the dive, but the minion wave is not.
Yellow Pete had just picked up his chain vest as well, so the armor that TSM was trying to blow through was immense right there. Just goes to show you why.
Whoa!
Ooh, man, you cannot get your hands on Bjergsen.
Look at that, and he even gets back for harass.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Now, all the jungle bans. Odd One actually not that effective on Wukong so far. So you could say that's somewhat effective because Snoopy's 3-0-3. Odd One struggling a little bit. But when you do that, you're paying another cost against TSM. That's one of the great things about their team right now. You cannot take everyone out of their comfort zone. Too many threats. Bjergsen's LeBlanc is paying dividends.
Having all those junglers banned out has seemed to help Snoopy. This first game on Pantheon at 3-0-3 has really gotten the team going. Dyrus again, as we said, this lane is getting just harder and harder for Inox. The mid lane almost ready to go down.
And as he continually tries to defend this one, he takes more and more damage. Snoopy trying to save him.
Oh, a flash from Raids! Can they get the kill on him? Clone going up, but they got the blue buff to stare at on this one, and it's going to be a refresh for Pobelter.
The burst from Snoopy's Pantheon was unreal. No defensive stats on Bjergsen's LeBlanc, and they catch him going aggressive again, and they save the turret. What a great gank right there by Snoopy, waiting until the exact right moment.
Yeah, it's been about power. It's been about the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith and the Lizard item on junglers lately.
Yeah, and additionally, Snoopy has some windows for his next gank. Knowing that X Special used his... there's going to be fight up here.
Oh, he's only got a few, but I like it. Keeping in front of Inox, making sure the pace is kept there. The burnout's going to come back on. Not enough, though. Dominus keeping him up.
Another Dragon being forced because they know that Darius is all out in the top lane, and there's still no Bjergsen. Great moment by EG to take another objective.
Like you said, crisp play, consistently coming through. The communication for Evil Geniuses is definitely on the up and up.
Yeah, EG is actually looking really good today, considering it's been a very up and down year for them. And TSM looked near unstoppable last week against Cloud9.
Inox not technically having to stop his back for this, but they call Snoopy to the top lane, so...
yeah, they're trying to get Darius out of here.
It's going to be big. They're trying for both sides of the map here.
It is a 1v2.
Special, waiting as long as he can. No, he can't get the stutter step.
She's got
Not going to happen this time. He gets out. It's box on one side. He's waiting for the box. It's too much slow. Creppo from the side of the map. No, he's in mid. Can't get the help from the heal.
Yellow Pete getting caught out of position, and TSM using the capitalization potential of Sivir to chase him down. Nice move there by TSM. Wild Turtle's going to need to get a lot more farm than that before Yellow Pete can take on Wild Turtle 1v2.
Now TSM is moving their power around the map in groups here. We see Bjergsen coming up in the mid lane. Snoopy is the jungler matchup, and they meet in the brush. Snoopy taking some damage. Cyclone, wait a minute. Dyrus, the ultimate's closer coming up. It just comes up. Will he Dragon Descent for the fight? No, he is going to be getting out of this one safely, and he still has it up.
That was really Bjergsen roam that got them big right there. Can Pobelter chase?
Whoa! Wow! Wait a minute! Back and forth!
What just happened?
I have no idea! Dyrus is going in! And Wukong, odd one, coming up with a kill, and it was odd.
That was awesome, first off. What ended up happening there was Pobelter fake chased over the wall, knowing Bjergsen would distortion back, and then E'd back over. So he almost baited Bjergsen to come back. I think that must have been what happened, but the fight before that was huge for TSM. Obviously, when the odd one can get his ultimate on two people and it's a 2v3, they just wrecked them. This is mainly because Inox was so far behind Dyrus, but this was the fight right here. Okay, let's see, because he gets damage onto Bjergsen. Bjergsen distorts, and as he jumps back, he knew he was going to come. Flashes over to chase then and finishes him off with an ultimate. That was amazing prediction by Pobelter.
We said it has to be the outplay that comes from these two guys. They've chosen the champions on LeBlanc and Fizz, and we've started to see it.
Gold pretty much even now.
Yeah, this game is amazing between EG and TSM. You said you didn't want the pace to stop. It's keeping up right now.
Absolutely.
Got 4 kills onto Pobelter, but he also has 3 deaths. Bjergsen and him, you can see they've been going at it very hard. Usually, either of them have about 8 kills by now, but it's been a bloodbath.
Yeah, and there's a couple things working in this game right now. TSM will have the superior team fight most likely.
Yeah.
Because how much AoE damage they have and how grouped up EG is going to end up being. Unless EG plays this one really well. There's also another factor at work. Soraka is considered by many to be amazingly strong late game as a support. And if you can escape the laning phase, it's almost like it's GG from that point. Especially if EG can get more tank stats on their team. But there could be some action right now.
Oh, they get the swap. It's going to be on to Pobelter. Will he be able to get back out of this one? Yellow Pete taking a lot of damage there. Oh, Pobelter was in a perfect spot in the fight
coming from TSM.
after the swap. Snoopy can get into this one. Bjergsen in a bad spot, though. Dyrus now trying to get himself in the fight. Takes down one. It's the battle of the bruisers now. Dyrus versus Inox. The bottom lane is all out. Falls to the wall as well.
Oh, the heal!
There's that heal. The armor stacking as well. Dyrus onto Inox. There's the burn. There's the kill. The ignite was used, and he's got a haul tail out of here.
All right, double kill right there for Pobelter. 3 kills for 2 overall. EG with an advantage off of that one. Pobelter on the chase.
He is going to try to get himself in the mix. There is no Dragon's Descent to get out of here. And it looks like he does his flip back and forth to keep it safe.
All right, one additional thing that we have to point out as well is there's 215 farm on Yellow Pete right now. There's only 165 on Wild Turtle. That lane has gotten out of hand, in a sense. They actually can't close into range of Yellow Pete because they're too scared of the swap. Oh, is Pobelter?
Just a poke, just a love tap. Just he had.
Oh, sneaky! You can tell Darius wasn't looking. You're kind of like poking the giant, and you're saying, "Hey,
Wake up!"
He realizes you're waking up. All right, let's check this fight out again. Hook comes over, and they immediately swap the odd one. Luckily, the clone gets hit by a shark to maintain this a little longer. They're going to just keep fighting up here, you can see, because Pete, again, the low health heals. That's the new change to Soraka, is keeping them up right there. A great catch by Snoopy, chaining some stuns on Bjergsen to finish him down. This is just such a crazy fight because they're spread out in multiple areas, and it's the sustain of Soraka in these fights that benefits her. When she can get multiple resets of her cooldowns, it almost always favors EG because the fight will be later at that point. They will heal from lower health and get more benefits out of the heals, and that's generally why they won that 3v3 in the bottom lane.
They played it very well. The swap was pretty scary being under the turret, but like you said, that farm on Yellow Pete, Glacial Shroud, things that'll keep him alive in these scary situations. Hard hats on.
Yeah, hard hats on indeed. This game is crazy. Got some tank stats coming through as well. That's going to be the really important thing. If Yellow Pete and Inox can put themselves in situations where TSM is focusing them, they will benefit even more from the Soraka heals. I mention this almost every time we see Soraka, which is twice a year apparently. Ooh. Is that a Pantheon? No, he canceled it really quickly.
Yeah.
That was weird. He's going to have it up in a few seconds. But when you have tank stats, the heals are much more effective because the healing amount is the same, but depending on how much armor and magic resistance you have, more damage has to be done to you comparative to the heals. So tanks benefit much more from healing in League of Legends.
All right, now we'll see if they can get the focus to be on those tanks. You still have to worry about Snoopy. Put on a new jungler again coming into this game.
Just as Bjergsen's back in base, the timing of this could not be worse at the moment for TSM. They need to stall and wait for Bjergsen to get there, and they're successfully doing so.
EG's been in the right spot at the right time throughout this game. It's given them that 1,000 gold lead they have right now and possibly the win on this dragon, but they're being pinched.
You know what it was there? Even though it was a potential 4v5, EG does not want to get caught in Wukong and Shyvana, followed up by Sivir. That's the danger that EG wants to have. If EG wants to win this fight, they need to come at it from multiple angles. It would be Snoopy and Pobelter in the back line, everyone else spread out amongst it. And here comes a fight from TSM. Let's see if they can get
on the height, gets on the hunt, locked down. They go right to the dragon pit. A huge, just jump the water, go down to the middle. Beautiful damage going on to Team Solo mid, but they trade back on to Snoopy. It's a distortion out of the fight from LeBlanc. Bjergsen says he wants no more. Double kill for Dyrus, looking for another one. Wild Turtle comes up. Pobelter, 400 HP. Flame Breath, the chomp is flashed. No, he gets the damage. It's going to be 100 there. The Ignite goes down. He just took down Inox with that earlier. Dyrus gets a double kill in this one.
And I think TSM might run straight to the Baron pit after that fight. What a huge swing in the momentum of the game right here, Rib. They found an AoE fight. Everybody on EG is dead. They decide not to do the Baron.
You said they don't want to fight that, and it looks like they should not have.
Yeah, what ended up happening here is EG split up and then didn't prioritize their targets properly. When they dove in for X Special, you can see they all got grouped up right inside Shyvana and Wukong, and they took a whole boatload of damage. And then two of their main damage dealers chased after Bjergsen and were unable to finish him off, which meant Dyrus and Wild Turtle could finish off the rest of them. Yellow Pete was just trapped in the river right there and could not escape at the end of it. Nice hook by X Special. TSM outplayed them that fight.
That's not a fight you want to have TSM come out on top on, especially with the ace. That's the first dragon of 3, though. EG trying to keep themselves on top. But that was a lot of money going over to Team Solo mid. It looks like they continue it as well. EG trying to get a little bit more out of this one. They shouldn't.
What were they doing? That was a unfortunate move right there. Snoopy actually tried to ult in and get a kill onto Bjergsen, but it ends up costing him his life. So pressing a little bit too hard, I feel like, EG right now. Still pressing up at a turret. Here comes TSM.
Again, the on the hunt is on, and they don't want to waste any time. A good flash on the hook, but that means it's going to get scarier for the escapes. Pobelter on the backside. Inox getting torn down. Dyrus, again, is just unkillable in the fight. Crepo doesn't have that heal we saw last time, and Team Solo mid is taking over.
We've seen this a few times from EG. As soon as they sense that they are slightly behind, they will force almost immediately because they want to get back right away. And it ends up taking them farther and farther behind in the team fight. Another example of that, they were trying to push mid in effectively a 4v5 scenario, and TSM had the Sivir ult up, chased him down.
A vicious cycle that keeps continuing. The bottom wave is ready to be pushed in as well. This couldn't have been better timing for Team Solo.
Yeah, now TSM really coming in strong. We did say their team composition was going to be stronger at this point in the game, and they're bearing the fruits of that right now. Odd One's been able to be more involved in these later team fights, and at the moment, Snoopy with the 3-0-3 start has died 4 times since then.
It was a little different seeing Odd One on the champion, a champion that's usually a wait till 6, because he did just that, losing the first gank to Snoopy in the bottom lane, and that kill we saw on Bjergsen for first blood. So with being set back, his first chance at Wukong has been quite successful.
And now he's able to get some of the items coming in too.
Yeah.
If he was able to pick up a Black Cleaver, actually, it will have a huge benefit. It'll help Shyvana a little bit because she does some physical damage, but mainly just help Wild Turtle with those ricochets, penetrating almost all of the potential tankiness from Yellow Pete and Inox.
Well, we know EG for being able to go to that late game and kind of find their way, find that needle in the haystack when they get the last chance. Team Solomid's making that pretty hard with the lead they've gained now.
I think TSM's now just looking to move around the Baron area, knowing that they have an advantage already in this game, knowing that they want to force team fights in choke points. There's a lot of choke points going up to the Baron pit, and they have good vision on where EG is approaching from. There's the ult.
The Muramana is finished off here. I wonder how much damage Yellow Pete can do. There's Dyrus going in. The man drops to the backside. They are on the back line. Is there the peel? Cyclone gets kind of knocked up right as it hits the team. Snoopy's in the fight, trying to take down Wild Turtle. Inox goes for him as well, and yes, they finally get down that DPS of Sivir, but it's going to be a tear, an obliteration of EG here in the fight, and TSM has a field day in mid.
You can really just see the compositions coming into work right here. Everyone on EG was in a small, confined face. The Burnout, the Wukong, the Sivir ricochets, shredding all of the Evil Geniuses. A great fight force there by TSM, and they get the Baron as a reward.
TSM's going in on these fights so hard, there's no one to really swap.
Yeah, and you'd think that this is a little bit too aggressive, but because they were able to catch Soraka right at the start, the duration of this fight wasn't that big of an impact. No extra Soraka heals could come in at any point. And then you can just see it's a mess. This fight is total chaos, which means TSM has more overall damage. This is exactly what they want. The healing is down from Evil Geniuses, and they just get wrecked.
And you can see just how aware TSM is of the fight as it starts. They were out in the open and they could see everything, but they still threw down a ward. The little things that could matter in a fight, TSM's doing over and over.
Really key, actually, if they caught Krepo at the start of that fight.
That was huge.
He was not able to use his wish, and just because of how, it was a fairly long fight there, actually. If the Soraka ultimate would have came in, it may have had a much larger impact. But obviously, that's why TSM took the fight. They saw where Krepo was, knew his flash was down, took him out. Whoa! Whoop.
Just a 1-2 there. He got a CS out of it. Oh, could he been a Q? Oh my word! He doesn't get it. Yes, he does. There's the dot there from the Trident.
Well, that's Pobelter for sure. They got the Baron buff up, and they know it's a 4v5.
We've been waiting for that Lich Bane. Finally got it.
It's more about having Lich Bane with a little bit of ability power as well, which is exactly what Pobelter has right there, making that magic damage proc do even more. They can't get control back in the game just off that, though. Wild Turtle making sure to keep the pressure up in the side lane.
CX special with the Randuin's on. He did just use the Talisman of Ascension. He had the safety of the Randuins to get away, but that just goes to show these guys have more money than they know what to do with. You're buying that already.
That's now a 10,000 gold lead. Dyrus as well. Not much is killing him at this point, knowing that he's sitting on 13,500 gold. 3 grand. Just realized he's 8-0-8. We don't notice top laners very frequently, especially Dyrus, because he tends to just play PvE. But holy crap, 8-0-8 right now on Shyvana is a rather absurd score, and that's because of, I think, kind of the way the teamfights are playing out. Since they're so condensed, and so long, just the fact that Dyrus is in there dealing burnouts the entire time is what's making him so powerful.
They throw on the Talisman here. Are they going to go in for the fight? The switch around onto Special. That's a kill they definitely needed, but it doesn't make taking turrets any easier.
Yeah, well, they mobbed up on Special right there. The more that EG can get these pickoffs, the better it is for them, because they're trying to outlast TSM Baron buff as well. They've got the Baron buff off of 2 people, and they might actually want to try and fight here knowing there's a support down. They're going to go for this dragon. There's a chance they get completely wiped out if they go for it, though. Oh, dear. They're going.
They did it last time. This is exactly what TSM pushed them into.
This could be really bad. Here it comes.
Looks like they will try to fight this. Yellow Pete's ultimate is not up for this fight. Dyrus is right in front of Inox. He's actually not hit the back line yet. Very patient with the Dragon's Descent until the full team is ready.
And there's the ult.
There it is. There's the Dragon's Descent. The Cyclone goes in as they communicate with each other. Snoopy's going to go down. One more hit from Dyrus. He is in a 3v1 right now. It was a 4v1. Inox and Pobelt are trying to find solace on the left side here of the Tri-Brush. Bjergsen coming over the wall, but it's Pobelt going back in. The kill's going out. And now he's fighting the clone. Inox with the clone kill. Pobelter with the real kill. 17-25. And TSM still loses one in that fight, but they get 3.
Yeah, and that was a 4v5. Remember that. That's how strong the brunt of TSM's composition is, especially Dyrus on that monster Shyvana. Sneaky moves by Inox trying to get out of here.
Not here, you don't see me. Pobelter's looking to make this out. That was the Talisman of Ascension. Is it fast enough? Randuin's!
Ignite?
Randuin's isn't there! Oh, get the Randuin's in range! No! Oh my gosh, the Lantern's not gonna kill him.
Well, at least you saw him. Sees where he's at.
Oh, the tricky fish. So slippery. Pobelter gets out.
Sneaky moves.
Maybe.
Pobelter doing his best. Maybe. They're still chasing
They
him,
are
to be
on
fair.
the hunt. I don't think they're gonna find him. Man.
It's not worth it.
That Zanya's buy he finished on the last
Oh,
back
dear.
just saved his life.
I thought X-Special was going to get a little closer to him when he had his Zanyas up. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he ignited and he's like, oh, the ignite will go after the Zanyas. No. We'll kill him with the
lost.
Lantern. Oh, the Lantern didn't kill him.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Light up a fish.
We'll see. 6-2 is the turrets. They are in favor of Team Solo Mid here. The map quite open, and they are starting to remove the fog that is on the side of EGs. They have 3 wards on that top side of the bottom half of the map, and 1 on the bottom.
A lot of ward right there. But if the last fight was any indicator, being at a 4v5, sure it was a 4v5 with you know, just a support down, so maybe like a 4.5 v4 or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
it's a fraction.
Wild Turtle is absurdly strong. Dyrus is even stronger. The Black Cleaver coming from the Odd One is shredding and allowing Wild Turtle to do even more damage. EG actually needs a bit of a miracle to come back in this one. It's been a close, extremely exciting game so far. You know, 43 kills throughout. EG definitely putting up a tremendous fight against the #1 team here in North America. But TSM has assumed control in this game.
Yep.
And they're going to be looking to make a strong push here. I think with how strong Dyrus is, I think that's probably the tankiest build known to man if we were to actually do the math on his items. 356 armor, 4,667 health. Rather scary Shyvana right now.
And he's still doing damage.
He could just go into the turret and probably kill it by himself without dying.
He's participated in 19 of the 26 kills on his team right now. I'd say that's pretty good.
He's had a good game. I could say that for sure.
Talisman of Ascension off on the backside by Crepo. They just felt like running around real fast. 63,000 to 53,000 as it ticks up a little bit here in favor of Evil Geniuses. They can't really use the Grand Skyfall right now. It's not something that is in their bag of tricks. Everything's in the front of them, and we'll have to see how this team can stop the siege. Dyrus, God, he's got like Kevlar all over his body right now.
So that's an example of how powerful he is right now. TSM's going to be looking for something. Let's see if they decide to go back because Baron is up in about a minute.
He's just saying, swap me, I dare you.
They're definitely waiting for the next. That would be a very bad idea.
That would be a real bad. He has Dragon's Descent up.
Swap a dragon into your team. Take you right back out.
Don't leave the Crush Station to initiate in this one. It's not going to be a good idea. He does have the Frozen Heart. Yellow Pete is pretty tanky right now.
Yeah, slows attack speed a little bit. Oh, the hook on Inox.
Inox, they're able to go for the tank immediately. That Cyclone was amazing. Jumping right into the fight. They are going to be forced to get back out real quick as they watch that heal. The mitigation, the star calls coming in, but they are able to pressure through, push through, and persevere in this fight. Snoopy's going to be going down. The hook comes in. It is the death sentence and the double kill. Team Solo Mid takes over the base.
Clean fight, clean game by TSM. 31 kills, 36 minutes, and a victory.
The surrender coming in from Evil Geniuses. The second run of Soraka Urgot. Not going to happen the way it did the first time. Team Solo Mid with the win. They keep their record going here as the first place team in the spring split.
Yeah, that was definitely Dyrus' most impressive game that I've seen so far in the 2014 season.
That was like the Jace game where you see him bring out the hammer and slam it on the desk right after, right? It's like, what was he doing up there? Oh, Dyrus is 8-0-8.
Yeah.
What?
Oh dear. That's a thing you're going to have to worry about. Obviously, Evil Geniuses as well. looked a little bit crunched after that game because they were in a position to make some plays, potentially win. They should not hang their heads. They are getting much better as a team as the season progresses. They just want it to reflect in the standings.
Yeah.
It's not doing that.
It's getting a little difficult. A lot of teams are able to kind of decipher the strategy they're looking at too early in the game, and EG's not able to play trickily enough. Once they saw that they were getting man dropped on all the time, they're like, let's just group. What are they going to do then?
Exactly. They have so much better grouping. I just kind of want to point this out because I like gigantic defensive stat numbers and how stats kind of multiply with each other. Just bear with me.
Bearing.
346 armor. Let's just call it 350 armor for Dyrus. The way armor works is if you have 100 armor, it theoretically takes 100% more damage to kill you. If you have 350 armor, 350% more damage to kill you. So if he has 4,500 health, multiplied by 350% damage. If you don't have any armor penetration, just for the math, 15,000 physical damage has to be dealt to Dyrus to kill him at that point in the game, which is why he could just sit in the turret and not take any damage.
15,000 is quite a bit. I don't know who really produces that type of damage at all.
The fountain laser.
Plus you're regenning.
Because it penetrates.
And the headband. Yeah. Fountain laser. All right. Mobile fountain laser, Riot, please. We're going to see if that can happen. Sometimes Dyrus gets depicked.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a crazy
good game. I like the
fight.
jukes that we saw from Pobelter and Bjergsen as well. There's a lot of highlights in that game. You know, obviously, it does